My name is Chelsea Laliberte, and I'm not a lawyer, but I'm making the case for re-electing State's Attorney Mike Nerheim. I was sitting at the Lake County Fair at a booth with my dad and a couple of our volunteers, and we were the only booth on heroin awareness there, and Mike, being, the kind, charismatic person that he is, he just kind of waltzed up as he does in his very real and genuine way, and he was just like, "What are you guys doing?" And then after many conversations throughout that day, he started to talk about why it was important to him that he knew about us. He hadn't met another advocacy organization focused on that, and many of his clients in his private practice were struggling with these same issues, and he had seen it and how it tied to guns and gangs. And we knew that, and we were it was almost like something divine put us there together, because he said, if I get elected, I'm going to be calling you. I just want you to know that. This is a really important issue to me. And now I talk to him every week. 3 years later, he still has kept that promise to us that he is going to help us with this issue. No matter who you are, where you're from, you don't want to believe that something like heroin can enter your life. But by utilizing our story and the stories of real people who have gone through this, so people in recovery, people who have lost someone to an overdose, people who have a family member in recovery or a loved one, which many of us, judges, clerks, you name it, we're all impacted. If you're a human and you have a beating heart, you can be impacted by this. Or if you're a taxpayer, you could be impacted by this. About 8 years ago, my brother Alex died from a heroin overdose. And my journey started way before that with the path that led to that. It wasn't just an overnight thing, and one day we woke up and Alex was gone. It was many years of wondering what was going on with him, mental health-wise. But because Alex was so charismatic and special and charming and sweet and creative and intelligent, there weren't really that many indicators about, Alex suffering from issues related to drug use. Because when you grow up in a household and in a time when, marijuana is not looked at as necessarily a bad thing, that's the message you get. And so you live your life kind of built around those messages. And the message that Alex and I received was not that it was a big deal. Of course, my parents preferred us not to smoke pot, but Alex took to it and it became a big part of his life. And by proxy, I think that whole culture became a big part of his life and utilizing drugs as a way to cope with his issues. And of course, I'm just speaking from my perspective of him. He can't defend himself now, but without that coping strategy, he would never have got to, I'm going to try cocaine today, or I'm going to try ecstasy or opioid medications and then heroin. And of course, we know that the link to prescription pills and heroin is not necessarily a choice for most people. And unfortunately, Alex fell into that. He was a really good kid, and I wish that we would have been able to give him a chance to get help. I think about it every day, especially doing the work that I do and being able to find help for other people. I often think to myself, wow, if we had just had an advocate for us back then, Alex would still be here. But things weren't as they are today, and I credit a lot of that to my partnership with State's Attorney Nerheim. He's been a huge, huge advocate for helping people get help and keeping them safe, keeping them out of the criminal justice system if he can, and if he can't, treating them the way that they deserve to be treated inside the criminal justice system so that when they get out, they can go on and try to live a full life.